Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. I just want to do a lesson dealing with this trucker convoy protest. One thing you have to realize is dealing in this Edomite system. When I say the Edomites, I'm speaking about the so-called white people, self-proclaimed white people. They're the Edomites according to the Bible. That's their true biblical nationality. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, your true biblical nationality are Israelites. Okay, and the others of you that are scattered abroad, that are part of that speckled bird. Okay, you would be considered Israelites even though you don't look like Israelites. Now, the ones that rule this earth are 100% Edomites. The Rothschilds, DuPonts, the Gettys, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, what you're seeing here, right, you cannot take it for face value dealing with the trucker convoy, right? And anything that you see going in, that's going heavy in the news, that they promote to you heavily, that they push in your face heavily, you have to be suspicious of it and think that there could be something deeper, because Esau, how he works, his MO is deception. His power is in deception. He's not a man of truth. He's not an upright man. Therefore, everything in the society is built upon lies and witchcraft. Okay? So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read this title here. Okay? Justin Trudeau and family moved to secret location as Canada trucker protests spark security fears, report says. So now he's in fear, all right, based upon what's going on with these truckers and their protests. Their protest is against the juice, right? Because, or the mandate specifically, because it's stopping them from doing the things that they should be able to do, being truckers, right? They're the ones that bring the food. They're the ones that bring the supply. And when you stop truckers, right, based upon a mandate, really, that's going to affect the people negatively in the long run. Okay? Because when they can't get food, they're not going to be worried about who has a mask on, bro. You see? When they can't get the supplies they need, toilet paper, tissue, you know? So this right here, they're trying to paint it the same way that they painted the they're trying to turn this into another Capitol insurrection, right? As they call it, the insurrection in the Capitol building in America. They're trying to do that in Canada. They're trying to set up a similar situation, which is going to is going to demonize the so-called conservative mindset. The mindset. What's the conservative mindset? Matter of fact, let's look up the word conservative real quick. Let's see what it says for conservative. I haven't looked it up. Let's just look it up. Excuse me, this with an S. This is the definition for conservative. It says, averse to change or innovation and holding traditional values. Anyone who believes in the Bible holds traditional values. Anyone who believes in the scriptures is adverse to the change that Esau is bringing upon the earth. It's not change in general, but the change that Esau is bringing in this world is all wicked. Okay? The GMO foods, that's against the scriptures. And there's plenty studies showing you that is terrible for your well-being. But they're allowed to push that forth based upon what? Based upon their science. You see? It says favoring free enterprise, private ownership, which that's a natural human right, to have free enterprise, to be able to start a business, you know, when you want, you know, to have private ownership of things like your house, like a car. But you see in this society, you barely have ownership of anything, right? You try to get an allodial title in the West, which means that you actually really own your house. Just because you pay off your house doesn't mean you own it. All right. There's a reason you have to continue to pay land taxes. There's a reason you got to continue to pay. And matter of fact, there's things in the books that they can take away your home or your car if they so deem, because you don't really have ownership of these things. And they're trying to bring this to a whole nother level where they're going to take everything from you, where you won't own anything at all. You won't own a bottle of water. There's nothing you could own in this earth under what Esau is trying to do, right? But they'll give you the metaverse. So let me get into the scriptures, man. I know I've been rambling. Forgive me. Let's get into the scriptures. This is 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. This is a device of Satan. And you have to be able to see that. You have to be able to look through it. Okay? It's nothing more than a psyop and witchcraft. And we can see that. All right, I'm going to show you a couple videos, man. There's been a particular dude that came up in there in a Canadian protest with a Confederate flag and a mask on. Those are agent provocateurs. That's what Esau uses in all of these movements, because he's the one that starts these movements. The BLM. Who do you think started? You see these Edomites getting mad about BLM. Who started BLM, man? Edomites, so-called white people. And they set it up for their purpose, man, for their propaganda. Okay, and there's all kind of accounts of Edomites spraying, spray painting things and breaking windows, and people catching them on camera. Like, what are you doing? They're agent provocateurs. This is Job 15. Verse 34, it says, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. All right, this whole society is based upon hypocrisy and bribery. Hypocrisy, what does the word hypocrite mean? It means to be an actor. Okay, bribery. That's why you have something called what do they call that? What do they call that, man? Where these different companies, they would pay off politicians in order to write things into legislation that could benefit their company. Lobbying, right? You have lobbyists dealing with people that are dealing with bribery, because there's no true judgment in this place. If you have enough money, you can get off for a crime. If you have enough money to pay these lawyers. But if you don't, that's why there's so much so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in jail right now. It's not because they were guilty of the crime and they deserved that time, but it's because they didn't have money or to pay a great lawyer, right? And that lawyer just told them, listen, man, just take the plea deal. Because, listen, I know you say you didn't do it, but if you go to trial, you have the risk of getting 15 years versus just taking this 2 years, so that you don't have to risk getting 15 years. And he doesn't have the money to really pay this guy for that whole trial period. So it's all corruption, man. Everything in the society is based on corruption. It says they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Deceit, what is that? Let's look up the word deceit. You should know what deceit is. Okay, but we're going to look it up. It says deceit, deceitfully, false. That's why they have something called what? False flags. But you can't even say that on YouTube no more, because they'll flag your video. That's all part of their deception. Guile, feigned, craft, subtlety, treachery, deceit, treachery. All right. And what was Esau really? What is this devil's purpose really on the earth? His purpose is really to deceive. So he's really just doing what he was created to do. He can't do anything except for be the devil. This is Revelations 20 and 2. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Okay, going back to the garden, that serpent, which was an actual man who was described as a serpent because of his characteristics. All right, meaning his way. right? And bound him 1,000 years, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more. And that's what they do. Whenever they're loosed, when it says that they're loosed, right? Let's read it. Till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season, meaning those chains, those spiritual chains are removed from him, and he's able to gain power. Whenever Esau's in power, he pushes forth deception. Look at Haman. When he was at Haman, which was an Amalekite, which was an Edomite, all right, of the same stock of the Philip of Macedonia, which was the father of Alexander the Greek, showing you how the Edomites look. Okay, they look like Alexander the Greek. All right. Haman, he was trying to deceive the king, and not only to get the Israelites hung and killed, but also to take power from the king. The king put him in a high position, and he really was plotting to take him down, because everything that these Edomites deal with is deceit. That's why you have Russia. They're mad at U.S. for breaking the covenant. Well, you Edomites don't just break covenants with other people. You break covenants with yourself. This is why you have to be stopped. Okay? Because if the Lord allows you to continue, you're not just going to destroy everyone on the earth and every living creature. You're going to destroy yourself. All right, man. But, okay, all this deception that's being pushed forth, okay, with these things that are being pushed forth, this is all a setup for the Israelites. I'm showing you the ultimate target of the elites is the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites. Okay? Let's get Matthew's the 10th chapter. And then I'm gonna play a quick video, and then we're gonna get some more precepts. This is Matthew's the 10th chapter and verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles." And this is going to happen again. Okay, you're going to have brothers that are going to be brought before, high officials. They're going to be taken to concentration camps, whatever the case may be, because there's a different spirit on the prophets. The prophets don't get the same treatment as these other people. When they were about to crucify Yahushua, Pontius Pilate didn't want to do that. He conversed with Yahushua to learn more about him, and to find out that he was innocent, because his wife was having dreams. You don't think these elites have dreams about the elder apostles, the brethren? You don't think they have dreams? They have dreams. The Lord is tormenting them in his own way. But also, all right, right? Pontius Pilate didn't want to do that thing, okay? Because he understood that this was against his own well-being, okay? That's why he tried to wash his hands of it, but it doesn't matter. He was not innocent of that act, even though he symbolically washed his hands of it, all right? Now, look, going back to Nat Turner, right? Nat Turner, which was a slave and who was also a prophet. And the Edomites knew he was a prophet. That's why when he was hung, you see, Edomites usually when they were hanging Jake, they were smiling, thumbs up, their kids on their shoulder. But when they hung Nat Turner, when they killed Nat Turner, they interviewed him before they killed him. They interviewed him because they were fascinated by him, because they actually believed. There's a lot of Edomites that believed he was a prophet, and he put fear in their hearts. Okay, so they weren't happy when he was hung. Not to say they were trying to stop it. They wanted him to be hung. They were trying to stop it, but they were in the back of their mind. They're like, "Oh shoot, we're doing something against the Most High," because he called them the devil. And he was bringing out scriptures and whatnot because the Lord opened his mind to a certain level. See, so the prophets are going to have to go before governors. They're going to have to go before these high officials in certain instances. Okay. Let me read this again. It says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. Let's get Isaiah the 13th chapter real quick. This is Isaiah 13. In verse 2, it says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, and that they may go into the gates of the noble. And that's what we do. We lift up the banner and we shake the hand, meaning what? We rebuke the people. Okay? When you have your finger out and you're shaking your finger at someone, that's rebuking them. And we exalt our voice. All right? There on the street corners, we exalt our voice. We got the different signs out there, which are likened unto banners. And what's going to happen is these people are going to start complaining, which they already been complaining. But how much more in the times to come when the demonization is going to be at an all-time high, because that's what's coming. That's what all these things you see, whether it be the Capitol building or this trucker convoy situation or these different false, acts that happen that they put in the news. I'll say it like that. And the juice, right? They got an anti-juice stigma. All these things are going to be used for ultimate demonization of the true men that will not bow down to the beast. You see, a lot of these people, they already bowed down. A lot of these people in the trucker convoy and all these different things, they already got the juice, or at least got one form of the juice. They already bowed down. They're already getting weak. You see? But the men of the Lord, they're going to stand firm without using violence. We're not going to use violence. We're going to be in the spirit. Okay? And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to be with us. All right? So this is a whole different thing. This is a whole different ball game we're dealing with, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. All right? So we see the psyop. We see what they're trying to do. Let me get this. I want to show you this real quick. This video. Because they're going to go in the gates of the noble. They're going to complain and they're going to start to come after brothers. It tells you that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Maybe I'll get that.
Now he's going. Now he's gone. We called him out. He knows. He's going to hold his head in shame now.
You see, because one of the things they're doing is they're painting them as the same as those Republicans in America. That's what they're trying to paint this convoy thing as. They're the same as the Republicans in America, the Trump followers who raided the Capitol. They're trying to paint them the same exact way because it's all propaganda, man. Okay? It's all really to come against the men of the Lord at the end of the day. Going back to what? Going back to this. Remember Project Megiddo? Right? This is a FBI document, right? Showing you the people that they're ready to come against. And look at the different people that's in it. It says the Christian identity, the white supremacy, the militias, and they're trying to tie all these things together. The black Hebrew Israelites, which we don't call ourselves black Hebrew Israelites. We call ourselves Hebrew Israelites because we are just the Hebrew Israelites. And we come in different shades, all right, in this time. Yes, the original Hebrew Israelites were dark-skinned people, of course, all right. That's the prototype Israelite. But there's other Israelites that don't look dark-skinned. We have brothers in the camp that don't look, or brothers in our nation who don't look like the typical Israelite. might look like so-called white people, might look like so-called Chinese people, might look like so-called East Indians, but they're Israelites. Now, they put this term black in order to demonize, in order to tie us in with the Black Panthers, the Black Beret, the brownstone raid. They got to put that color in front of it just so that it's like a buzzword to these people. Right? Because when you think Hebrew Israelites, you think, the Bible. No, we're going to put black Hebrew Israelites. They know exactly what they're doing. Okay? They know exactly what they're doing. You have to understand, they've thought about this, man. You see? Because those other groups with the name black in front of it, Black Panthers, Black Berets, so on and so forth, the Browns, Blackstone Rangers, or whatever they call themselves, man. Esau started those groups. Esau is the one who started those groups, and they gave them to you Israelites. Apocalyptic cults, right? So this is all going to be tied in, because if you believe in the end and the apocalypse and something happened in the end, you're part of a cult and you're a threat. This is what the Project Megiddo is all about. And this was put together back in the 90s before the Hebrew Israelites was even a big thing, because they seen it and they got scared, man. They got nervous. Let's go down here. Hold on. And they're trying to put all this together. Don't let them fool you, man. When they bring on the news, this new group. No, they knew all about this, and they've been setting it up to get at us, because they understand that the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is going to come out of the Israelites. And once the elect is all sealed, they understand that that's the end of their kingdom, which they can't do anything against it. But Esau, being a carnal man, he's going to attempt. This is what it says under Black Hebrew Israelites. It says, as the millennium approaches, radical fringe members, right? You see this word radical and fringe? Remember what Trudeau said about the trucker convoy? It's just a small fringe group of people with unreasonable views or unacceptable views, right? It's always a small group, but there's thousands of people in the protest. See, that's all witchcraft and lies and deception. Radical fringe members of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement may pose a challenge for law enforcement. As with the adherents of most apocalyptic philosophies, certain segments of the BHI movement have the potential to engage in violence at the turn of the century. When do we engage in violence? When do you see Hebrew Israelites engaging in violence? All we do is read the Bible, okay? All we do is read the Bible, bring out the scriptures, man, and tell you what's going to happen to you according to the prophecies, man. All right? This movement has been associated with extreme acts of violence. Where? When? Give me some times. When? You see, this is all lies, okay? In the recent past and current intelligence from a variety of sources indicates that extreme factions of BHI, and you got Israelite groups using the term BHI, which shows you that a lot of these people have sold out, man. BHI groups are preparing for a race war to close the millennium. Oh, really? Did that happen? That should have happened in 2000, right? Did that happen? Nope. So this is all propaganda. And they still have these things in the back of their mind. That's why recently the FBI had something called Black Identity Extremists. This all ties in. But then that so-called black woman, she called them out on it. And he had nothing to say. He acted like he didn't know. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What about white identity extremists? Oh, I don't know. See, Esau knows exactly what's going on. He's just the devil. Okay? So you don't expect the truth to come from the devil. This is Psalms 55. In verse 21, it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, so they come to you like they just want to help, but They have ulterior motives, man. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. This is how we know, the elect is gonna be okay. The elect is gonna be fine, because the elect is gonna be protected by the spirit of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Anything you go through, the Lord is gonna give you the spirit to get through it. Let's get Psalm 64. This is Psalm 64 and verse 1. It says, "Hear my voice, O Most High. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." This is speaking of the Edomites, all right, the self-proclaimed white people. You guys are the workers of iniquity, man, especially your elites, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All these things they're setting up is all in secret, you know. But people are starting to figure it out because the spirit of the Lord is revealing them. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. So they think deep upon their wickedness, okay? And they know exactly what they're doing. Let's play this video.
Watch the divider in charge lose his narrative before your eyes.
The way through this pandemic is by...
Okay, actually, I'm going to skip that part because, you know, when you say certain words, and this shows this man is a deceiver. When you say certain words on YouTube, they'll flag your video, especially the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we've been flagged multiple times for the same things that people say all the time. Like people like The Hill, you know, and these different so-called truthers, they can say these things. But us, if we say it, we get flagged, right? With our little subscribers.
Canadians have done exactly that. The small fringe minority.
Oh, you heard that? The small fringe minority. Then we see the word fringe in the Project Megiddo document. There's certain words that are buzzwords. Okay, when they say the unjuiced, you know what I mean by unjuiced. Those are fringe words. Okay? Domestic terrorism, that's a fringe word. The black Hebrews, that's a fringe word. Something that's sensationalized to rouse up emotion in people. Psychological warfare.
Your strategical division of this country ends now.
Truckers. Hi, my name is Gabriel. I'm from Manitoba. I'm turning 13 years old tomorrow, and I just wanted to say best birthday gift ever, having you guys fighting for us. I am so glad for you truckers. You rock.
Hi, my name is Matthew. I'm 12 years old, and I'm from Alberta, and I just wanted to say you guys are awesome. Keep on trucking.
Good night, truckers. Thank you.
So this is clearly, you can see there's a lot of people here, and it's not a small group. All right, it's a huge group, you know.
It's a giant convoy of trucks that's apparently some insane amount of people, like 50,000 trucks that are headed to Ottawa to protest the vaccine mandate.
I gotta stop it before he starts saying these words. But ultimately, he's saying it's a small group, but clearly you can see that this is a large group. He said about 50,000 truckers. How is that a small fringe group? That's 90% of them ain't with it. Really? How much truckers are there? You know what I mean? It's a big joke. Okay, it's a big joke. But hey, this is the devil. This is the man of sin that we've been telling you about. All right. So, you know, all these things that Esau comes up with and that he pushes in your face, be wary. All right. With that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. Shalom. Much love to you, sincere Akim. Okay. And shalom. And till the next video. Shalom.